Hi everyone. Having a chronic illness is like mourning someone you've lost, but the mourning is actually your old self. So it creates kind of like a psychological issue within yourself that is difficult to get over. And one of the things that has helped me kind of get through that stage was actually seeing a psychologist itself. And, had I've had weekly meetings with them, and, you chat about things like, your old self, and you can't help but compare what you can't do now to what you could do before. This is where I'm talking about people that have been diagnosed with chronic illnesses during their life, not sort of being born with a chronic illness. So when you're diagnosed, chances are symptoms were happening before that. So you know you may have had a time where you're perfectly healthy and you could do everything that you wanted to do. So the person that I kind of mourn as such, I said kind of, I feel like it's a strong word now. I don't mourn my old self because I gone through the stages of mourning and you know uh, depression, acceptance, and all that sort of things. Basically, the stages of the grief process, and I've got through the other side. And so I look back now, and I just see an old version of me. So there's just two different versions physically of me. The old one and the new one. The old one played football, played tennis, you know, ran around like any kind of normal person did. Um, there was always something lurking in the background, like lack of stamina, and I would always be quite unfit, even though I was physically okay and fit. It's difficult to kind of, I would always kind of run out of stamina really, really quickly, basically. And but now it's you're just a different version of me. Obviously, I can't run around. I can't do impact sports like football, tennis, twisting or anything like that. Golf is out of the question as well because of the twisting of the hips and stuff like that. So now it's different stuff. Now my life is very different, physically a different version of myself. In terms of sports, I don't really do anything. I splash about in a pool whenever I can, when it's nice and warm. And I just do as much as I can instead of doing like the physical stuff to release like endorphins into my brain and my body and make myself feel good about myself. I now do things that are fun kind of psychologically. So playing with the kids is now, you know, now that they're a little bit older, kind of thing, they kind of understand everything that's going on, um, and have they have a certain expectation of me that's different to, say, a child who has a parent that has, full mobility. So what that means is, we'd play things like, stuff that you wouldn't move about with. So they love playing Monopoly. I'm okay with it, I quite enjoy it, but playing it with the kids and the family is is fun. You know, I like it. Um, you know, my son likes making, you know, different things out of, you know, stuff that's lying around the house. Yeah, I like to enjoy getting involved with that. Um, you know, my daughter loves music. I love music. It's one of the things that really, really helps me, you know, kind of inside. It really can lift my moods and stuff like that. And she's getting into a very similar type of music to me. So it's my son actually. You know, he's getting into some really cool music. And so those sorts of things really help. And it's funny because when I was first diagnosed and before I got through those, before, you know, the grief process had really, really kind of kicked in, I was almost in a state of shock. It all happened very, very quickly. Um, and it is a shock to the system, to, you know, both your body and your brain. And you need to be aware that it happens and it's okay that it happens. It's perfectly natural. It's something that is likely to happen. So kind of looking at it, you know, through the grief process, knowing that you've got to get through what you're going to get through, and there's another side, there's an end to it psychologically, even though there might not be an end physically. You could say to yourself, okay, I'll concentrate on this area and try and get my mind in a better position. Now, yeah, you will go through various mood problems, maybe depression, stuff like that. Perfectly natural, perfectly okay. Just from that point, just try and be the best version of yourself. As simple as that. You know, whatever that version is, it's going to be different to how it was before, but we can all be a good version of ourselves. So that's all I wanted to say today. Kind of a different video about more of the psychological side of things, but something I wanted to share anyway. Yeah, so on that note, I hope you'll enjoy the weekend. Until next time, I shall see you later.